Question number 1. When the streams flow in different directions from a central peak or dome-like structure, a dash pattern is developed. Correct response. Radial drainage pattern is the most accurate answer.
Question number 2. According to map given, identify the 1, 2 and a lake 1 river, also called Tsangpo 2T, tributary of R. Indus.
Bravo. R. Brahmaputra, Satluj, Pulicat is the answer. Question number 3. Which kind of a drainage pattern is formed when tributaries join rivers at almost right angles? Or. Nice work. You chose trellis drainage, and it is correct. Question number 4. Identify a river draining into Arabian Sea. Point 2. A river rising in Satpura Range. You got it? Your choice, Namada, but is right.
Question number 5. Rivers originating in the western and eastern Ghats flowing eastward form dash.
Well done. Deltas is the right choice. Question number 6. The river Indus flowing through Baltistan and Gilgit emerge at which place? Sharp thinking. Attock is the right choice. Question number 7. Brahmaputra and Indus rivers originate from the dash A of mountain ranges. Valid point. North is true.
Question number 8. The river Kaveri makes the second biggest waterfall in India, known as.
Solid response. Shivanasamudra is a valid choice. Question number 9. Mount Everest is a part of which of the following mountain ranges? E.
Well reasoned. Himalayas is the correct choice.
Question number 10. The main tributaries which come from the peninsular uplands are the Chambal, the Betwa, and the Son. These rise from semi-arid areas, have dash courses. Strong choice. Shorter is the right answer. Question number 11. The area drained by a single river system is called as? You chose drainage basin, and it is correct.
Question number 12. Most of the major rivers of the peninsula, such as the Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna, and the Kaveri, flow eastwards and drain into the.
Well picked. Bay of Bengal is the correct answer. Question number 13. Most of the world's freshwater is found here. Excellent choice. Glaciers is the right answer. Question number 14. The headwaters of the dash, called the Bhagirathi, is fed by the Gangotri Glacier and joined by the Alaknanda at Devaprayag in Uttarakhand. Good job. Your answer, Ganga, works well here. Question number 15. The basin covers parts of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. Clear logic. Your choice, Godavari, is sound and 100% true.
Question number 16. Identify the feature from the image given.
Right choice. Delta is the best answer.
Question number 17. What is the total length of River Indus?
Exactly. 2900 km makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 18. When was the Indus Water Treaty applied? Right again, 1960 is a valid answer.
Question number 19. The section labeled D is known as the.
Great thinking. Tributary is the right choice.
Question number 20. Indus rises from which lake in Tibet?
Smart move. Mansarovar is an accurate answer. Question number 21. Most of the Himalayan rivers are dash. Excellent. Perennial is a brilliant choice.
Question number 22. The growing domestic, municipal, industrial and agricultural demand for water from rivers naturally affects the quality of water.
Smart pick. True is the correct choice.
Question number 23. Which river flows through Pakistan?
Nicely done. Indus is a solid answer.
Question number 24. The Dash is the largest peninsular river. It rises from the slopes of the Western Ghats in the Nasik district of Maharashtra.
Correct. Godavari is the right answer.
Question number 25. Which of the following rivers originates from the Hazaribagh Plateau of Chahota, Nagpur region and flows eastwards?
You're right. Damodar is the correct answer.
Question number 26. On reaching the Namcha Barwa, it takes a turn and enters India in Arunachal Pradesh through a gorge.
Good thinking. Brahmaputra is the right answer.
Question number 27. The hydroelectric power generated from the Dash Falls is supplied to Mysore, Bangalore and the Kolar Gold Field.
Great job. Shivasamudram is the accurate answer.
Question number 28. The famous Dal Lake, the houseboats and shikaras, which attract thousands of tourists every year, are in Dash.
Nice selection. Kashmir is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 29. Which is the most continuous range consisting of the loftiest peaks with an average height of 6,000 meters?
Oh. On track. Himadri or Greater Himalayas is the correct answer.
Question number 30. Any elevated area, such as mountain or an upland, separates two drainage basins. Such an upland is known as...
Perfect. Water divide is the correct choice.
Question number 31. This chain of mountains separates India from the rest of Asia and created a convergent plate boundary.
Sharp thinking. Himalayas is the right choice.
Question number 32. Rising from a spring near Dash, the Krishna flows for about 4,100 km and reaches the Bay of Bengal.
Smart move. Mahabaleshwar is an accurate answer.
Question number 33. In the final stage before meeting the seas and oceans, river break up into various streams called as...
Clear logic. Your choice distributaries is sound and 100% true.
Question number 34. Which one of the following describes the drainage patterns resembling the branches of a tree?
Smart pick. Dendrite is the correct choice.
Question number 35. The Tungabhadra, the Koyana, the Gatprabha, the Musi and Nebama are some of its tributaries.
You got it? Your choice, Krishna, is right.
Question number 36. The Rive rises in Tibet near Lake Mansarovar. Flowing west, it enters India in the Ladakh.
Excellent choice. Indus is the right answer.
Question number 37. Near which mountain peak range Brahmaputra takes turn and enters in Arunachal Pradesh?
Bravo. I leave Barwa is the answer.
Question number 38. The Tungabhadra, the Koyna, the Gatprabha, the Musi, and the Bhima Hay tributaries of Dash.
Well reasoned. Krishna is the correct choice.
Question number 39. Rivers Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Chenab, and Jhelum join the river Indus near Dash in Pakistan.
Correct. Mithankot is the right answer.
Question number 40. The Dash is an area of land that separates water flowing into different drainage basins.
Good thinking. Watershed is the right answer.
Question number 41. One of the Barraji Dam, which was built to control the water of the Ganga, is called dash. Well picked. Daria is the correct answer.
Question number 42. The drainage basins of the peninsular rivers in comparison to the Himalayan rivers are.
Solid response. Smaller in size is a valid choice.
Question number 43. Name a lake as a result of tectonic activity and the largest freshwater lake in India.
Nice selection. Woola Lake is the correct and valid answer. Question number 44. A lake formed when a meandering river is cut off from the mainstream is known as dash. Perfect. Oxbow Lakes is the correct choice. Question number 45. A Dayashtai is the area of land drained by a river system.
Well done. Drainage basin is the right choice.
Question number 46. Which of the following is the result of concern over rising pollution in our rivers?
Right again. Various river action plans is a valid answer.
Question number 47. In which pattern the tributaries can be seen meeting the main stream at right angle?
You're right. Trellis drainage is the correct answer. Question number 48. Ambala is located on the water divide between the Indus and the Ganga river systems. Nice work. You chose true and it is correct.
Question number 49. With a total length of 2,900 km, the Dash is one of the longest rivers of the world. You chose Indus, and it is correct. Question number 50. The Sutlej, Beas, Ravi, Chenab, and Jhelum are the major tributaries to River Dash. Valid point. Indian is true.
Question number 51. The Wainganga and the Penganga are tributaries of which of the following rivers?
Exactly. Godavari makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 52. Which one is the tributaries of the Ganga that come from the peninsular uplands?
Good job. Your answer, the Chambal, works well here.
Question number 53. The Ganges River is worshipped in Hinduism and personified as the goddess Ganga.
Strong choice. True is the right answer. Question number 54. Dash makes the second biggest waterfall in India, known as Shivasamudram Falls. Right choice. Kaveri is the best answer. Question number 55. The Dwadar Falls is made by the river Dash that plunges over steep rocks. Great job. Narmada is the accurate answer. Question number 56. Which one of the following rivers has the largest drainage pattern in India? Correct response. The Ganga is the most accurate answer. Question number 57. Which river is known as the Sorrow of Bihar due to its frequent flooding? On track? Kosi is the correct answer.
Question number 58. The Brahmaputra River flows through which of the following states in India?
Nicely done. Assam is a solid answer.
Question number 59. Which one of the following is the second largest river of peninsular India?
Excellent. Krishna is a brilliant choice.
Question number 60. The Tapi rises in the Dash Ranges in the Betul district of Madhya Pradesh.
Great thinking. Satpura is the right choice. Question number 61. The Dash is where the main river will eventually drain all its water into.
Strong choice. Mouth is the right answer.
Question number 62. Which one of the following cities of India is not located on a riverbank?
Well reasoned. Shillong is the correct choice.
Question number 63. The Narmada and the Tapi are the only long rivers that flow west and make.
Nicely done. Estuaries is a solid answer.
Question number 64. Which of the following is an artificial lake located in Andhra Pradesh?
Valid point. Nagarjuna Sagar is true.
Question number 65. Which of the following drainage pattern resembles the branch of a tree?
On track. Radial is the correct answer.
Question number 66. The water divide that separates the Indus and Ganga river systems dash.
Nice selection. Ambala is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 67. Which one of the following rivers is a peninsular tributary of the Ganga?
You chose Sun, and it is correct.
Question number 68. The supercontinent in the continental drift hypothesis was called dash.
Solid response. Pag is a valid choice.
Question number 69. Which range of Himalaya remain covered with snow throughout the year?
You're right. Himadri is the correct answer. Question number 70. The Godavari River originates from which of the following locations?
Exactly. Western Ghats makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 71. When Ganga enters in Bangladesh and joins Brahmaputra, it is known as?
Smart move. Meghna is an accurate answer.
Question number 72. Which of the following states is not drained by the Godavari River? Clear logic. Your choice Chhattisgarh is sound and 100% true.
Question number 73. Which type of drainage pattern is formed by the Ganga river system?
Right choice. Dendritic is the best answer. Question number 74. Which of the following is not one of the causes of river pollution?
You got it. Your choice aquatic organisms and algae is right.
Question number 75. Which one amongst the following rivers flows through a rift valley?
Correct response. But is the most accurate answer?
Question number 76. True or false? Only 2.5% of our water supply is safe for drinking.
Smart pick. False is the correct choice. Question number 77. Which one of the following is not a tributary of the Brahmaputra?
Perfect. Indus is the correct choice.
Question number 78. Which one of the following is the highest peak of the Himalayas?
Nice work. You chose Kanchenjunga, and it is correct.
Question number 79. Every year during the dash, season the river overflows its banks.
Sharp thinking. Rainy is the right choice.
Question number 80. Which one of the following does not originate for the Himalayas?
Good thinking. Chambal is the right answer.
Question number 81. Which of the following states are Nainital and Bhimtal located?
Excellent. Uttarakhand is a brilliant choice.
Question number 82. Which of the following river is not the tributary of the Indus? Well done. Monday is the right choice.
Question number 83. The river Mahanadi rises from which one of the following states?
Good job. Your answer, Chhattisgarh, works well here.
Question number 84. Which of the following rivers are the tributaries of the Ganga?
Right again. Gagra, Gandak, and Kosi is a valid answer.
Question number 85. What is an upland that separates two drainage basins known as? Well picked. Water divide is the correct answer.
Question number 86. The river Narmada has its source at Satpura Amarkantak.
Great thinking. The commander is the right choice.
Question number 87. The Gagra, the Gandak, and the Kosi rise in Himalayas.
Excellent choice. Nepal is the right answer.
Question number 88. True or false? A drainage basin and a watershed are the same.
Correct. False is the right answer.
Question number 89. Alaknanda and Bhagirathi converge to be called as Ganga at.
Great job. Devprayag is the accurate answer.
Question number 90. Yamuna, the Gagra, the Gandak, and the Kosi are tributes of.
Bravo, Ganga is the answer.
Question number 91. True or false? Water underground feeds into drainage basins.
Bravo! True is the answer. Question number 92. Which one of the following freshwater lakes is the largest?
Sharp thinking. Wooler is the right choice.
Question number 93. In which of the following states is the Wooler Lake located?
Perfect. J&K is the correct choice.
Question number 94. What is the river Brahmaputra called in Arunachal Pradesh?
Exactly. When makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 95. Which river is originating from highlands of Chhattisgarh?
Nicely done. Mahanadi is a solid answer.
Question number 96. Which one of the following is not an eastern flowing river?
Correct response. Narmada is the most accurate answer.
Question number 97. Which of the following is not a tributary of Indus River?
You got it. Your choice, none of these is right.
Question number 98. The Ladakh have long courses from their source to the sea.
Solid response. Himalayan rivers is a valid choice.
Question number 99. The drainage basin of the Mahanadi is not shared by Dash.
Valid point. Madhya Pradesh is true.
Question number 100. Which one of the following rivers originates from Tibet?
Smart pick. Indus is the correct choice.
Question number 101. %, Dasha of the river Godavari falls on Maharashtra.
Right choice. 50 is the best answer.
Question number 102. The Himalayas can be divided into parallel ranges.
Correct. 3 is the right answer.
Question number 103. Which river has a braided channel in its entire length?
Nice selection. Brahmaputra is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 104. Which one of the following lakes is a saltwater lake?
You're right. Sambar is the correct answer.
Question number 105. By which name the river Brahmaputra is known in Tibet?
Smart move. Tiswanapo is an accurate answer.
Question number 106. Is the glacier from where River Ganga originates?
Great thinking. Gangotri is the right choice.
Question number 107. Most of the rivers of Peninsular India originate in the... Good thinking. Western Ghats is the right answer.
Question number 108. Tapi River rises in which one of the following ranges? Well done. Satpura Ranges is the right choice.
Question number 109. River pattern which forms a tree-like shape is called.
Excellent. Dendritic pattern is a brilliant choice.
Question number 110. Which one of the following is a lagoon lake of India?
Well reasoned. Kalaru Lake is the correct choice.
Question number 111. Which river has the largest river basin in the world?
Clear logic. Your choice Amazon is sound and 100% true.
Question number 112. A narrow valley between hills or mountains is called.
Good job. Your answer gorgeous works well here.
Question number 113. The two head streams of River Ganga are Dashi and Dash.
Excellent choice. Bhagirathi, Alaknanda is the right answer.
Question number 114. What is the other name given to Greater Himalayas?
Great job. Himadri is the accurate answer.
Question number 115. Which of the following is the tributary of Godavari?
Nice work. You chose historian and it is correct.
Question number 116. The area drained by a single river system is called.
On track. Drainage basin is the correct answer.
Question number 117. Nagarjuna Sagar is a river valley project on river.
Well picked. Krishna is the correct answer.
Question number 118. The river on which Bakra Dam has been constructed.
Strong choice. Honeycomb is the right answer.
Question number 119. Which two peninsular river flow from east to west?
Right again. Narmada and Bud is a valid answer.
Question number 120. At which place the Bhagirathi joins the Alaknanda?
You chose Deprayag, and it is correct. Question number 121. Which is the longest river of Peninsula Plateau? You chose River Godavari, and it is correct.
Question number 122. True or false? Everybody lives in a drainage basin. Nice selection. True is the correct and valid answer. Question number 123. The Narmada rises in the Amarkantak Hills in Dash.
Excellent. Madhya Pradesh is a brilliant choice.
Question number 124. Which is the northernmost point of Ganga Delta?
Right again. Diarrhea is a valid answer.
Question number 125. Peninsular rivers make their delta at their dash.
Correct. Mouth is the right answer.
Question number 126. Which of the following is not a perennial river?
Perfect. Ganga is the correct choice.
Question number 127. Dash % of water can be used by Indians in Indus.
Sharp thinking. 20 is the right choice.
Question number 128. A river along with its tributaries may be called.
You got it. Your choice river system is right.
Question number 129. Name the waterfall formed by the river Narmada.
Clear logic. Your choice waterfall Alos is sound and 100% true.
Question number 130. Name the river which flows towards east to west.
Bravo. Narmada and Butt is the answer.
Question number 131. Where does River Ganga emerge in the mountains?
Excellent choice. Haridwar is the right answer.
Question number 132. The Hermitage Dam is located in the parish of.
Well done. St. Andrew is the right choice.
Question number 133. Which one is not a part of Indus River system?
Right choice. Yamuna is the best answer.
Question number 134. Which is the largest freshwater lake in India?
Nicely done. Wooler Lake is a solid answer.
Question number 135. The length of the river Mahanadi is about dash.
Well picked. 8060 Kwams is the correct answer. Question number 136. In which river is the largest delta located?
Well reasoned. The Ganga is the correct choice.
Question number 137. Which of these is a freshwater lake of India? Smart pick. Wooler is the correct choice. Question number 138. Where does the river Ganga receive its water?
Exactly. Gangotri Glacier makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 139. What is Bakran Angle project also known as?
Nice work. You chose Guru Gobind Sega, and it is correct. Question number 140. Name the second largest waterfall in India.
Valid point. Shivasamudram is true.
Question number 141. Which rive has the largest basin in India?
Good thinking. Ganga Rive is the right answer. Question number 142. Which one is not a tributary of Godavari?
On track. Bhima is the correct answer.
Question number 143. Donadar Falls are formed by which river? Correct response. Narmada is the most accurate answer.
Question number 144. Sundarban Delta is formed by the rivers.
You're right. Ganga and Brahmaputra is the correct answer.
Question number 145. Which is the longest river in the world?
Good job. Your answer Indus works well here.
Question number 146. The Ganga and the Yamuna rivers meet at?
Solid response. Allahabad is a valid choice.
Question number 147. The Peninsula Indian rivers rise from?
Strong choice. Western Ghats is the right answer.
Question number 148. The dash is where streams rivers begin.
Great job. Source is the accurate answer.
Question number 149. Which of these is a west-flowing river? Great thinking. Bharat Pujaha is the right choice.
Question number 150. The Ganga River is highly polluted dash. Smart move. Yes is an accurate answer.
Question number 151. Which is world's largest drainage basin?
Great thinking. Amazon is the right choice.
Question number 152. Lakes of large extent are called seas.
Solid response. True is a valid choice.
Question number 153. In which state Wooler Lake is situated?
Great job. None of these is the accurate answer.
Question number 154. What is headwaters of Ganga known as?
You're right. Bhagirathi is the correct answer.
Question number 155. What is the length of the river Indus?
Well picked. 2900 is the correct answer. Question number 156. The Narmada Basin covers parts of dash. Perfect. Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat is the correct choice.
Question number 157. Drainage basins are separated by dash.
On track. Watersheds is the correct answer.
Question number 158. Which is the origin of River Krishna?
Smart pick. Mansarovar is the correct choice.
Question number 159. Which is the national river of India? Clear logic. Your choice, Ganga, is sound and 100% true. Question number 160. The world's largest drainage basin is? Nice work. You chose Amazon basin and it is correct.
Question number 161 dash is the largest peninsula river.
Exactly. Godavari makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 162. On which river Marble Falls located?
Good job. Your answer, Narmada, works well here.
Question number 163. Slow-moving rivers of ice are called? Valid point. Glaciers is true.
Question number 164. What is the source of River Narmada?
Sharp thinking. The hills is the right choice.
Question number 165. From where the river Krishna rises?
You chose Mahabaleshwar, and it is correct.
Question number 166. The river Narmada has its source at?
Right again. Gobind Sagar is a valid answer. Question number 167. Which is the highest peak in India? Nice selection. K2 is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 168. How many states have taken up GAP? Excellent. 16 is a brilliant choice.
Question number 169. What is the length of River Ganga?
Right choice. 2,500 km is the best answer.
Question number 170. What is the other name of Ment K2?
You got it? Your choice, NT Godwin Austen, is right.
Question number 171. Most of the Himalayan rivers are? Bravo. Perennial is the answer.
Question number 172. The Indus Plain has a dash slope.
Well done. Gentle is the right choice.
Question number 173. Two water bodies are separated by?
Smart move. Water divide is an accurate answer.
Question number 174. Name the river which is perennial.
Nicely done. Ganga is a solid answer.
Question number 175. Name the largest delta of world.
Excellent choice. Sundarban Delta is the right answer.
Question number 176. Which one is a perennial river?
Good thinking. All of these is the right answer.
Question number 177. Chilika Lake is in which state?
Strong choice. Odisha is the right answer.
Question number 178. The headwater of the Ganga is?
Correct. Bhagirathi is the right answer.
Question number 179. The river Indus originates in?
Correct response. Tibet is the most accurate answer.
Question number 180. Two major Himalayan rivers are?
Well reasoned. Indus and Brahmaputra is the correct choice.
Question number 181. The river system of an area is?
Well done. Drainage is the right choice. Question number 182. Sundarban Delta is formed by? Nice selection. The Ganga is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 183. The river Narmada flows dash.
Solid response. East to west is a valid choice. Question number 184. River Indus originates dash. Good thinking. Near Mansarovar Lake is the right answer.
Question number 185. The river Yamuna rises from?
Excellent. Yamunotri Glacier is a brilliant choice.
Question number 186. Ganga enters the plains at.
Well picked. Haridwar is the correct answer. Question number 187. Jogs for is on which river?
On track. Sharavati is the correct answer.
Question number 188. Drainage area of a river.
Well reasoned. River basin is the correct choice.
Question number 189. The Ganges River start in. Right choice. The Himalaya is the best answers. Question number 190. Godavari is also known as. Nicely done. South Ganges is a solid answer.
Question number 191. The Himalayas are dash.
You chose Fold Mountains, and it is correct.
Question number 192. Vemanath Lake is in.
Great thinking. Kerala is the right choice.
Question number 193. What is Nuffy?
Right again. National River Conservation Plan is a valid answer.
Question number 194. What is GAP?
Exactly. Ganga Action Plan makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 195. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Excellent choice. Contact Narayan Chengda on Facebook is the right answer.